Are you an agreeable person? Beware of narcissists and how they can take advantage of your good nature. When it comes to dealing with narcissists, certain personality traits can make some individuals more vulnerable to manipulation and mistreatment than others. One such trait is agreeableness, which is characterized by a desire to please others and avoid conflict at all costs. Agreeable people tend to be empathetic, compassionate, and cooperative, and they often put the needs of others before their own. While these traits can be positive in many contexts, they can also make them susceptible to the tactics of narcissists. Narcissists are individuals who have an inflated sense of self-importance and a deep-seated need for admiration and validation from others. They often use manipulative tactics to control those around them, including gaslighting, guilt-tripping, and emotional blackmail. Here are some reasons why agreeable people may find themselves in trouble with narcissists. 1. They are more likely to forgive and overlook bad behavior. Agreeable people tend to be forgiving and understanding of others, even when they are mistreated. Narcissists can take advantage of this trait by repeatedly crossing boundaries or engaging in toxic behavior, knowing that the agreeable person will continue to forgive and make excuses for them. 2. They are less likely to assert themselves and set boundaries. Agreeable people are often conflict-averse, preferring to avoid confrontation and maintain a peaceful environment. This can make it difficult for them to set boundaries with narcissists or assert their own needs and desires. Narcissists may take advantage of this by pushing the agreeable person to do things they are uncomfortable with or ignoring their needs altogether. 3. They are more likely to feel guilty and take responsibility for things that are not their fault. Narcissists are notorious for shifting blame and refusing to take responsibility for their actions. Agreeable people, however, are more likely to take the blame for things that are not their fault or to feel guilty for situations they had no control over. Narcissists can use this to use their advantage by manipulating the agreeable person into feeling responsible for their own bad behavior or convincing them that they are the problem in the relationship. 4. They are more likely to prioritize the needs of others over their own. Agreeable people often prioritize the needs of others over their own, which can make them vulnerable to manipulation by narcissists. Narcissists may take advantage of this by convincing the agreeable person that their needs, desires are not important, or that they should always put the narcissist's needs first. 5. They may struggle to recognize manipulative behavior. Agreeable people tend to see the best in others and may have difficulty recognizing manipulative behavior when it occurs. Narcissists can exploit this by using several tactics to gain control or by gaslighting the agreeable person into adopting their own perception and experiences. It's important to note that being agreeable is not a flaw or weakness, and it is not a guarantee that one will be taken advantage of by a narcissist. However, being aware of the potential risk can help individuals with this trait to recognize when they are being manipulated and to take steps to protect themselves. Here are some strategies that agreeable people can use to avoid getting into trouble with narcissists. Dealing with a narcissist can be a challenging and sometimes painful experience, especially for people who have an agreeable personality. Agreeable individuals tend to prioritize harmony, cooperation, and empathy in their relationship, which can make them vulnerable to narcissistic manipulation. However, this doesn't mean that agreeable people are doomed to be victimized by narcissistic forever. There are several strategies they can use to protect themselves and avoid getting into trouble with narcissists. Here are some of these strategies. 1. Practice assertiveness and boundary setting. One of the primary ways narcissists control others is by violating their boundaries and manipulating their emotions. They might make unreasonable demands, ignore your needs, or gaslight you into doubting your own experiences. To avoid getting sucked into that trap, it's essential to practice assertiveness and boundary setting. Start by identifying your own needs and values, and then communicate them clearly and directly to the narcissist. Be firm and confident, and don't back down when the narcissist tries to push your boundaries. Remember that setting boundaries is a healthy and a necessary step towards protecting your well-being, and you have every right to do so. 2. Recognize the sign of manipulative behavior. Another crucial strategy for dealing with narcissists is to recognize the signs of manipulative behavior. Narcissists are masters of emotional manipulations, and they often use subtle tactics to gain control over their victims. They might use guilt tripping, gaslighting, or other forms of emotional abuse to keep you under their control. To avoid falling for their tactics, educate yourself on the signs of narcissistic abuse and be on the lookout for them in your relationships. Pay attention to how the narcissist makes you feel and trust your instinct if you sense that something is wrong. If you are unsure, seek support from a trusted friend, family member, or therapist who can help you identify the signs of narcissistic abuse. 3. Learn to say no. Another important strategy for dealing with narcissists is learning to say no when necessary. Agreeable people tend to prioritize the needs of others over their own, which can make them vulnerable to the demands of narcissists. They might feel guilty or ashamed to say no to the narcissist, even when they know it's not in their best interest. To break this burden, practice saying no to small requests or favors, and gradually work your way up to more significant ones. Remember that saying no is not a sign of weakness, but a healthy boundary setting practice. Be polite but firm, and don't feel obligated to justify your decision to the narcissist. 4. Build a strong support system. Dealing with a narcissist can be a lonely and isolating experience, especially if you feel like no one understands what you are going through. To avoid feeling overwhelmed or trapped, it's essential to build a strong support system or trusted friends, family members, or mental health professionals who can provide you with emotional support and guidance. Look for people who validate your experiences, offer practical advice, and help you develop a healthy sense of self-esteem and confidence. Having a support system can also give you the strength and courage to stand up to the narcissist and take steps to protect yourself. In conclusion, it's important to remember that dealing with a narcissist can be emotionally taxing and even traumatic. Narcissists often use manipulation and emotional abuse to control their victims, which can lead to feelings of confusion, self-doubt, and anxiety. However, it's important to know that you have the power to protect yourself and reclaim your sense of autonomy and well-being. By practicing assertiveness and setting healthy boundaries, you can avoid falling into the trap of the narcissist's control. Learning to say no and recognizing the signs of manipulative behavior can help you avoid being taken advantage of and protect your emotional well-being. It's important to trust your instinct and seek support from trusted friends, family members, or mental health professionals who can provide you with guidance and validation. Remember that you deserve to be treated with respect and dignity, and don't let anyone make you feel otherwise. While dealing with a narcissist can be challenging, it's important to prioritize your own well-being and not let the narcissist behavior define your sense of self-worth. With time, patience, and support, you can reclaim your autonomy and find peace and happiness in your relationship.